would love to welcome Edwin Ndatuje, who is a sector specialist with the Standards Council, and he'll be telling us about the intersection of standards and IP. Thanks, Edwin.
Right. Thank you. You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, and there's your deck. Perfect.
Thank you. Yeah, hello everyone. My name's Edwin Ndatuje. I'm a sector specialist with the Standards Council of Canada. I lead the intellectual property program, and that program basically helps innovators understand how to utilize their IP as it relates to standards. It's a pleasure to have been invited to speak at this event and to let you know how SCC is helping advance innovation through standardization. Next slide. I wanted to give you a brief overview of what the Standards Council of Canada does and the kind of work we do and what we do not do, because sometimes people tend to think that we actually develop standards. But we are a crown corporation that's responsible for promoting standardization in Canada. We provide the support to navigate the standardization system, both nationally and on the international stage. Some of the initiatives we do are around bringing academia, industry, and interested parties such as government to kind of sit at a table and kind of hammer out what are the standardization needs currently and how can we guide them through standardization roadmaps and maybe inform policy and regulators on what are the needs that industry sees and how can we address those needs through standardization. Standardization is a powerful tool in the sense that it brings people with diverse experiences together, and they promote that Canadian leadership at a national level or even at an international level. I'll go further into detail on how other countries are actually using standardization to lead certain aspects of different economies. My next slide dives into standards and innovation. Recently, the Government of Canada created a national IP strategy, and it recognizes that without IP, innovation outcomes will not materialize. This program was created, I believe it was 2018. We saw the need to use standardization to work with innovators and provide tailored support to teach Canadians and how standards can benefit them and promote that education awareness. What I would like to add here is that several developed countries such as China, the US, and Europe are investing significantly into resources to promote innovation and also leveraging their IP to secure leadership positions at the international development for international development activities. Sorry, I'm having a hard time with my slides. Yeah, harnessing the value of intellectual property. We offer in-kind services so that we can navigate and operate within the standardization with ease. That way, industry or SMEs are able to garner support with key standardization partners and obtain approval for their ideas. We also support them to join or chair relevant committees. These committees are where you guide standard drafting processes. And in this process, you can leverage your expertise and intellectual property to influence standards. And through that, we also are able to engage Canadian regulators to ensure that standards are referenced into relevant regulations. So how does IP and standards work? IP rights are basic. Having IP rights means that you can exclude others from making, selling, or using your IP. You can use IP to access a market. Innovations are often subject to a range of technical standards and quality safety. So when your technology defines state-of-the-art performance in a particular industry, you can influence relevant standards to reflect your innovation's performance. And through that, your patented technology can become a standard embedded patent. So you've now gone into the standardization realm, advised them using knowledge and expertise of your company. And sometimes technologies cannot function without a particular patent or licensing. So you can benefit through those mechanisms to advance your business models. My next slide talks about compares IP and standards. So here I provide an overview of what IP rights can do for you and what standardization can do for you. As you can see in this table, IP rights are it's a secret mechanism that helps you advance. So they exclude everyone else from using your IP. You can secure market access. You can create a territory using IP. Whereas with standardization, it's an open platform where people contribute their ideas based on their expertise for a public good. So generally, these are competing priorities. One's on the left, one's on the right. But they've come up with innovative ways to embed patents into standards so that you can leverage or create synergies from the two areas. In something like an industrial design, I know someone was talking about industrial patents earlier. You can create a design or standard where it can be protected through copyright within standardization. So there are ways you can embed your patent into a standard where that standard becomes copyright. And then whenever someone accesses the standard, they pay a licensing fee to the company that's helped develop that standard. My next slide basically summarizes the benefits of patents and standards, and then the ability to use patented technology into a standard. So the benefits of patent into standards, it allows you to create new markets. It gives you credibility. Investors are able to be attracted to your products or services because now once your patent is in a standard, it has a wide range of visibility. It also promotes leadership. An example, Nokia has a line of business that's based on licensing their patents. And these patents go into standards. They advise different standard organizations such as 3GPP or the organizations building the 5G technology standard. So there are areas where large organizations have been able to build patents and then license them through standardization avenues. My next slide talks about an interesting statistic that CIPO released. Only 3% of our SMEs make use of patents. And this presents an obstacle where Canadian participation in standard embedded patents is very low, essentially. Approximately 99% of our businesses in Canada are SMEs. So by building this awareness and educating SMEs on the value of their IP rights, this can go a long way in terms of advancing our innovation and benefiting from participating at different platforms. If you'd like to hear more about standardization, how to utilize a standardization system, please reach out to me. We can go deeper into this. I know this was very high level. We tend to offer advisory services where we learn about your technology and then see what standardization avenues could help you best. And then we guide you through the process of participating on different committees, working groups, where you're able to bring your expertise, and also basically rub shoulders with other experts in the industry to exchange information and build networks. My last slide is basically my contact information. If you'd like to discuss this further, please reach out to me. We do have an open door policy where we work with any of our SMEs that are interested in learning more about standardization. Thank you.
Thank you, Edwin. I'm really happy that we got to talk about standards. I have the opportunity with Venture Lab to work with a lot of companies that are on the very cutting edge of their technologies.
Right.
And it is challenging for them to recognize sometimes that maybe, what they're doing can influence the standard, create the standard, maybe, as you said, have the patented technology that could become the standard. And that's such an exciting opportunity for companies, because if you're going to create a cell phone, for example, you're going to need to pay into the standard bodies that are there for you to be able to have your cell phone connect with everyone else's cell phone. And how amazing is it for you if you're not the one who's paying others to use their technology, but you are the standard and others have to pay you to use your technology, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And we do have some companies out here, some in Waterloo actually, that are participating in quantum and offering their knowledge in quantum to kind of push their Canadian ideas and views and leadership. So in the future, Canada could be this leader in quantum based on these early standardization activities. So there are avenues to advance business models using standardization strategies. It just takes the understanding and know-how of how to implement that strategy.
Absolutely. I've sent a number of companies your way to have that chat and discuss and see. So I think it's a very valuable service that you're providing.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't see any questions at the moment, so I think we'll go to our next presenter. But again, if anybody wants to connect with Edwin, if you didn't catch the info there, feel free to let us know and we'll make sure to make that connection as well. Thank you so much, Edwin.
You're welcome. Thank you.